Good evening, everybody. Well, I'm at Tessa's enclosure. I just had Tessa out for almost an hour or so of her moving around and travelling around and checking everything out and doing what Tessa does, which is she loves to climb. She loves to stretch herself out, and she was stretched out from one side of my lounge room to the other side of my lounge room, from the hangout spot across to the other side of the wall. That is pretty much how long Tessa is. She's getting a big girl. Not that we can see much of her really at this particular point, but I don't want to open the door all the way, guys, because she will come back out again. And it's 11 o'clock at night. Actually, it's 10 past 11 right now, and I don't particularly want her coming back out again because she has had ample enough time out. But she laid there stretched out for so long, just full body length stretched out. And that is something that they do not get to do. Can I go in this way? Can I go in this way and look at you? Is that okay? They cannot do that sitting in their enclosure. It's impossible. I can't get my hand still because it's in a weird position, guys. Yeah, and I don't have enclosures the size for them to stretch out their full body length. Now, adequately, you know, we can keep our snakes in an enclosure the size they recommend, so long as they can stretch 2/3 of their body length out. And yes, that is really good that we can do that. Stretch. Oh, sorry, she's gone all blurry because it's focusing on the leaves and not on her, and it's focusing on the back end of her and not, I mean the front of her and not her actual face. But yeah, 2/3 of their body length is good. But is it as good as if they were able to stretch their whole body out? No. And how are they going to be able to stretch their whole body out? Is getting them out. Especially big snakes like Tessa. Whoa. Well, thank you. That was very good for the camera. It was. So that's why I feel it's important, and another good reason to allow your snakes to be able to come out. Because big snakes, especially, can actually do this. You know, stretch themselves out. It's good for their lung, their heart, their organs, everything to be able to be stretched completely out. Yes, snakes spend quite a bit of time all coiled up. But you know, out in the wild, they don't stay still. Well, when I say they don't stay still, they don't just stay in one area and that's it. And they don't go anywhere. They move all of the time. They don't stay put in one particular spot because their home range is so massive for some carpet pythons, not all. But if you think about our coastals, they're right down to the bottom of New South Wales, and they go right up to almost the top of Queensland. Queensland. I had to think there for a minute, guys. Australia, I was going to. Well, it is the top of Australia virtually. So they travel really, really long distances. And they do this over a period of time. Like, I'm not saying they start in the morning, they head off and travel long distances, but 10 kilometres or more. And then they find somewhere to go in the midday sun, wait for it to cool down, come back out, and then start hunting all over again at night. My gimbal keeps sending me messages, and I'm thinking, well, okay. But, so they get to stretch their bodies out, do they not? They get to do it regularly, in actual fact. Do our snakes get to do it regularly? No. They do it if, I guess, you're somebody that allows them to do it. But if you don't allow them to do it, then I guess they never get to do it. And they should be able to do it. They would be doing it all the time if they were out in the wild. They're not cooped up in some 4x4 enclosure, which is what Tess is in. It's adequate, but, you know, do I need to build her a 10-foot or more enclosure? So she does get to stretch out, because they will do it. If they've got the capability to be able to do it in an enclosure, they will do it. Not all of the time, but they do like to do it. And they should be able to do it. So getting them out, taking them outside, doing activities where they get the opportunity to be able to actually do it is what we, as the people that care for them, have an obligation to do. Do you not see that everybody screams for better care of our snakes? Everybody is thinking of ways to better care for their snakes. Let's do bioactive. Let's put UV in their enclosures. Blah, 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 blah. Well, I don't need to put UV in my enclosures because I take my snakes outside and put them in the sun. So not only do they get the benefits of the UV outside, which is way better than any bulb that you're going to put in your enclosure, they also get to be within their own natural environment, no matter how short a time it is, but they get to be in it and they get to stretch out. You know, they get to do what comes naturally to them. So, yes, we scream for better care. Well, better care is them not living consistently in an enclosure. And I'm not saying you've got to have them out all the time and they can just free roam and they can do what they like, because they can't. We have to keep them safe. It's our obligation to keep them safe. And unless you've got a room that is completely snake-proof, which would be, as you know, absolutely incredibly amazing as far as I'm concerned. I'll move that out of the way. And it would be. And now she moves her head because I moved the grass. Oh my goodness, Tess. But, yeah, my point is, they need to stretch out. And Tessa is a big girl. There is no doubt about it. For the age that she is, where has your head gone? Miss Tessa? Over that way, somewhere. Because she's all the way, if I can get the camera, all the way around there too. Tessa is. To be able to have a room that is completely snake-proof, that I know that they're safe, that they could just do and be out and be free. Of course, it wouldn't be within their natural environment, but I don't think most snakes would care. You know, they have plenty of things to explore, plenty of things to check out when they come out here. But, of course, we don't have that. But I do everything I can to make sure that they are having a good life and a better life and better care. I would scrap your bioactive, guys. You know, well, I'm not saying scrap it, but I'm making the point of saying I would rather you get them out. I would rather you take them outside. I would rather you spend time with them. I would rather you let them just have a crawl around and check things out within your home, a space that is reasonably safe, or you're there to supervise anyway. I would rather you do that than they have bioactive. I would much rather that. But this is about letting them out just to stretch out, to completely stretch their bodies out. They need to do it. They like to do it. And they will do it. You just don't see them really doing it, because they're not in a big enough enclosure to actually do it. You know, you might say, well, they were doing it when they were younger, but when they were younger, they were probably in a size enclosure they could do it. They soon outgrow a lot of the enclosures that we actually keep them in. Lily is fortunate that hers is pretty much to where she can stretch herself right out. But it's still 10 inches too short. So guys, let your snakes stretch out. Especially a big snake, you know, like Tessa is. They need it. Take care. And ciao.